Hi, Reiki here. This time I've decided to do a speed drawing of Nebula, of Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I know she's going to have a role in Infinity War. I don't know how big a role, but I know she's in it because the internet says so. But I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy the other day and I thought to myself, I just love Nebula. So I decided to draw Nebula. Once again, I used my Colleen pencils and I wasn't quite happy with the pose, but I couldn't find a proper pose, so I improvised a little bit. And I'm also not quite happy with the face, but at least you can see it's Nebula. So tell me what you guys think. And without further ado, let's jump right in.
Okay, so let me start off by saying I was thinking outside of the box a little bit. And what I have decided to do was to first do the shading and the shadowing with an H2 graphite pencil. I got this idea by watching some of the coloring in pictures on Facebook, and I've noticed a lot of people enjoy doing grayscale pictures for coloring in. So I have decided to put in the shadows at the bottom as if it would have been a grayscale photo. And also, I didn't want to have hard lines. Normally, sometimes when you do artsy stuff or when you draw, I'm looking for the right word. Shaky, what is that word that you call it? Remember I said English is not my first language? Yeah, that's why I can't think of the word. Shaky, my trusty editor. Do you know what they call that thing where you make a picture? It's illustration. That's the word I'm looking for. Sometimes when you make an illustration, it's nice to have the soft colors and the hard black outlines. So this time I've decided I did not to have the hard black outlines. Then as you can see over here, I have started going over the blue with um, a light blue pencil for the skin color of Nebula, because Nebula is blue. And yes, once again, I did smooth out the lines with my finger, using my finger as a blending tool because it's once again right on hand. So the blue that I used, I actually for the skin I decided to use 3 shades of blue. Now the pencils I have do not have numbers on them, or at least I've never really checked, but I tried to keep it all a sky blue. Also, first off, where I'm coloring in lighter on the skin and then pressing a little bit darker as you get closer to the shadows. But then I would also go over it with a darker blue, as you can see now, because um, skin tone is never one color, it's never one shade. Depending on how the light is hitting your skin, you can actually distinctly see the pinks. Look at my hand, for instance. You can see the pink in the finger where the light is hitting it, and then it's a more smoother beige, and then a little bit darker brown towards the edges. And that's what I was trying to capture here with Nebula. Her skin being blue, I made a conscious decision to use different shades of blue. One arm is metal. Okay, I'm gonna do the arm now. What I tried to do with her clothes, I did the same thing. After putting in the shadows with the H2 graphite pencil, I went over it using, I think I used 3 different colors of red as well. A pinkish red, using my finger to blend once more. A pinkish red, lighter where the shadow, where the light is catching it, and then a little bit darker. And I enjoyed doing this because I wanted to make her clothes look textured. Who is your favorite Guardians of the Galaxy character? I Now, I love Groot. Who doesn't love Groot? I love Rocket. Who doesn't love Rocket? I've got a lately. I just love mantis. I first thought of doing a mantis picture, and then I thought, no, I don't want to leave poor Nebula out. Maybe for another Fan Friday picture, hey? Oh, fan art. Yeah, my trusty editor here correcting me. Thank you, my girl. Anyways, so yeah, for my for maybe I'll do a one of mantis as well, because that's also going to be a lot of fun to do. Everybody wants to do Groot. I wonder why. He's adorable. Big Groot was cute. Baby Groot was adorable. Teen Groot, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy him so much as an angsty teen, because I'm living with one, and I really don't want to go through that again. Anyways, okay. So I used the light grey for the metal parts. First, also putting in little darker shadows, and then a light. I used a light bluish grey to put in more shadows into the metal, because also it obviously reflects a little bit of the skin, the blueness. But I used an actual grey, not a blue. And look, there we go. My silver pencil's point keeps on breaking. There we go again. Sharpen it again. Oh, so frustrating. It's so soft, this pencil. But once again, putting in the silver coloring in pencil just gives it that little bit of shine that makes it stand out a bit more. And then the purple for the top of the skin. There I only used one purple, but pressed softer and then pressed harder again. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I know I don't have the best recording equipment, but I'm trying very hard. And besides, doing these videos is so much fun, and if I can share just a little bit of how I decide to do things when drawing my pictures or coloring them in, and somebody can learn something from that, it will make me incredibly happy. I've decided to do a little bit extra on the background for a change, but I only used the graphite pencil, the H2 graphite pencil. It almost looks like the background is supposed to be like metal paneling, but going darker on the one side as if the light is coming from the other side, radiantly. I'm being whispered in my ear here. Say you're doing it radiantly. Gradiently. Gradiently, not radiantly. Gradiently. Yes, the sides where the shadows are, I pressed extra hard, and then softer as it moves away, and then using my finger to smooth it out. I love my finger as a blending tool. It works like a charm. It also gives you the idea that it's almost 3D by putting in the darker shadows. As you can see, I made a dark shadow there around her butt and around her arm and her middle, and then making sure that the shadows stay on the same side of the paneling, if you could call it that. Off from the bottom, and then the light move from the left. Now I can't use my finger to show you guys, because you can see there on her shoulder, on her blue shoulder, there's a little spot there that I left very, very light, where I hardly put any blue in at all, to give that illusion that the light is shining from that. But I wanted the metal on top of her head to shine more brightly, hence the silver, and then it sort of looks like the light angle is coming from the top part. The grey I use around the eyes, and then I used my black fine liner to make the eyes totally black, the way it is in Nebula, and add a little bit more shadows. And as you can see, I used the black fine liner also on the shadow side where she is, just to outline it more precisely. Yeah. Then I started using my color fine liners. As you can see, I used blue instead of black here. Just to make it a little bit more defined without actually making actual hard lines. Pinkish red for the clothes, only where it's relevant. I didn't go over the entire picture with the fine liner. I didn't do that. I only made sure that some lines were more defined than others. And I didn't want it to be a hard sketch. I wanted to keep it soft. I used the Pilot silver permanent marker to add in more detail into the silver of the metal parts of her. I love this koki. It is incredibly easy to use, and I just love the way it makes the picture pop. So I used it strategically, not all the way around, but only in some places. Even on the background, as you can see, some of the knobs and some of the turns, I used the silver. And then I signed my name in silver as well. I used, finally, as you can see now, I'm using a white gel pen just to make some of the highlights in the nose, the forehead, the lips, around the ears, so that it can stand out a little bit more. I love using the gel pen as well. It's easy to use. You can't see it in the video, but I've got this piece of paper next to me, and I just keep on cleaning up the nib so that the pencil doesn't stay behind and stop it. I don't understand what my trusty editor and assistant is trying to tell me now. I will ask her after the video and she can point out all my mistakes and all my faults for me. Hopefully I didn't make too many, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Here's a little bit of a close-up. I'm all done. No hard lines, no hard outlines, just nice soft Nebula. Not that she's soft in the movie. The flash is also not making it. It's making a. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Now I'm allowed to say goodbye to you guys. Hey. I hope so. Love you guys. Bye.